Hey everyone. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Today, the goal of this video is to help you figure out how to calculate your own grade so that you don't drive me nuts. Okay, so hopefully right now you can see I've got an Excel file here. Um, I'm gonna stretch it out, like kind of make it expansive. Okay, there's no names on here or anything. This is actually an Excel file that I've sort of doctored. So they're not even real grades. Well, they're kind of real grades, and then I mixed them up and stuff. So anyway, don't read into the grades. So this is actually what I get when I download your grades from eCampus so that I can calculate the final grades at the end of the semester. So what you're seeing right now is literally like what I see when I'm calculating final grades. The one caveat is I did this towards the end of the semester so that you can kind of see what it's like when you don't have all of your grades yet. So you'll see like we're missing quiz 13 and we're missing the third scene analysis show and tell, and you're missing the other writing about film assignment, which if you see over here, remember at the very beginning of the semester, you did this writing about film thing and you got 5 points for that. There's another one coming up, and this scenario is like you don't have those points yet. So we're going to talk about how to calculate your grade um, with those points or without them. Either way, it's kind of the same. Okay. So, two important things to remind you. In this class, I only am going to take the first 10 quiz um, grades, although I'll get to that later. And also remember, you only need two scene analysis grades. So when I am looking at all the grades, the first thing I do is I go through every, and actually out here I'll even highlight it because the truth is this is what I do. Um, I go on here and then like I can see like, okay, this person clearly does not have 10, so I'm not going to do anything with them. But look at this. This person right here has 12. So then I go across and I delete, let's see, they got a 6 on that one, and then it looks like the next lowest was 7. And again, they don't have 13 yet, so it's irrelevant or whatever. But I make it so they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's their 10 grades. So you see that I literally just well, dropped, deleted their lowest quiz grades. Now they only have one scene analysis right now, and obviously they're not going to be able to do the first one, but let's just say we don't know how they're going to do on the third one, but they're trying to figure out what their grade is. I would say it's reasonable that they'd probably get about the same grade. So I'll just put in, now we're kind of like conjecturing that they'll get a 34 on their next scene analysis. And let's say that we think they're going to do their thing. Okay. They're writing about film thing. We've got a little extra credit here. Fine. So now we filled in all of the grades that they could have by the end of the semester. Okay. You with me? So what I do, and you could do this with a calculator, you don't have to use Excel, but if you wanted to put this in an Excel sheet or maybe even download it from eCampus, you could. And what you do is you want to do sum, and then you put parentheses. So you're telling Excel to add up all of these grades in this whole column. You see? So these are all of the points that this person made in the semester. And then I close the parentheses. So this person has a total of 184 points in the class right now. Again, that's assuming that they get the points they think they're going to get on their last analysis. So that's not so bad. So how do you calculate what that means in terms of grade percentages? Well, there's 200 points that are offered in this class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide that number by 200, and that is 0.92. I mean, if you want to get really technical, multiply it by 100. 92. This person is going to get an A, assuming that they do as well as they think on their last film analysis. Okay? I'll just do one more just to kind of like drive it home. Let's like scroll down here. Let's do somebody that maybe doesn't have all the quiz grades so we can see what that looks like. Okay, here's somebody that looks like they dropped off the map the middle of the semester. They were doing good. So we've got one quiz grade, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. At the rate they're going now, I don't think they're gonna get many more. So I'm not even gonna try to conjecture what they would get for their 13th one. Um, but let's hope they turn in another, they got a 37 on their show and tell analysis. So I'm gonna put in on 37 for that next one. And then I'll give them 5 points for um hopefully they'll do that. Sorry, you can tell I'm not great at multitasking. Hopefully they'll end up doing the last writing about film thing. And actually we can do it right here. So I'm gonna do sum. Okay. Open parentheses, equal sum, and then I just highlight the whole column so we get all the grades that they've done. See that there? Close that. So they only have 148 points because, they haven't done as many quizzes. So then they did get some extra credit. And then I divide that by 200, and they are currently making a 74. And again, if you want to multiply it by 100, 70, so 74%. So they have a C. Now, watch how this changes though. If I go back and let's say I'm wrong and they end up getting 10 points on a quiz. That raises their grade to 79. They're getting a little closer. And then let's say that they just like really rock it and they get a 40 on their thing. Whoa, now they're like firmly in B territory. You see that? So you can play around a little bit if you're trying to estimate what you could have if you got little points. But again, I just want to make this clear. You do not have to use Excel in order to calculate your grade. I just wanted you to see how I do it. You can do the same thing I just did with a handy dandy calculator on your phone, where you just add up all of your points, being sure to include the points you think you're going to get if you don't have all of your grades. But if you do have all of your grades, just add them all up, divide by 200, and then, that gives you an idea of what your percentage in the class is. So hopefully this will help you so that you can calculate your own grade. I also think I have a chart on the syllabus that actually tells you like what the range is. Like if you don't even want to do the dividing by 200, you don't have to. But I hope this has been helpful and that it makes you feel like you have some autonomy and figuring out where you stand in the class. So, okay, bye.